children, I hope you have gone through my previous video, and today we will continue further. This is the first part of the chapter, genetics. Genetics, in the name itself you come across the term gene. So genetics is totally dependent on genes, and about the genes you have already studied in the previous chapter. I told you about structure of chromosome and how every chromosome contains DNA, and a part of DNA codes for a particular character in our body. That part is called as genes. Okay, so there are numerous genes for every character which we possess, like the color of our hair, the type of teeth, height, everything, eyes, nose, shape of nose, everything which we possess, it is being coded by a specific gene. So there are innumerable number of genes in our body. Any doubts regarding chromosomes, DNA, gene, you can go to the chromosome structure part of the video. First video was on chromosome and you can refer to it again. Now, what is genetics? You see, whenever in any family a child is born, the family members usually start comparing the child's appearance as to whom he or she resembles, and everyone starts claiming that the child looks like them. Often, like if you take the example of the Simpson family, the picture which is in front of you, the family members often resemble each other. In this family, Simpson family, if you look at the eyes, each member has got the same type of eyes. So what is the science behind this? The science is genetics. What is genetics? It is the study of transmission of body features, both similarities and differences, from parents to offsprings, and the laws relating to such transmission. What is the meaning of this? Like if you look at the parents and the offspring, you will find that there are a number of properties which are similar in both, but parents are not identical to their children. There are a number of differences as well. So why there are differences and which are the characters which are similar, why they are so, study of all this in a scientific manner, that is called as genetics. So genetics is actually the study of genes, genetic variation and heredity in organism. Variation is the differences and heredity, it is the characters which are similar. Now there was a scientist by the name of Gregor Mendel. He was actually an Austrian monk, but he is known as father of genetics. He wanted to be a teacher, but luck did not favor him, and he failed in the examination of teaching certificate. But what he discovered later made him a teacher of teachers. He was a peasant and he had a monastery where he was living, and in that monastery he spent his life. So in that monastery there was a lovely garden which satisfied his urge to understand secrets of nature regarding inheritance of certain features in garden pea. Scientific name of garden pea is Pisum sativum. His findings are now called as Mendel's laws of inheritance, and they are used in the study of genetics. So he is known as father of genetics. Genetics is the most widely used science nowadays. It is applied in basically two fields. First is the genetic engineering. It is a technique in which genetic constitution of an organism is altered or changed by introducing new genes into its chromosomes. So the qualities of the organism, they become modified, and it no longer resembles the previous organism. This is normally done in case of bacterium, and this method, genetic engineering, was used to produce the hormone insulin. Another field is genetic counseling. That is also a practical aspect in which newly married couples are advised to consult a specialist regarding possibilities of any undesirable trait in their children which their children might inherit. Diseases like hemophilia, which is a bleeder's disease, thalassemia, sickle cell anemia, in which the hemoglobins are defective. They are the genetic diseases which can be prevented by telling the parents before itself, so that they do not have children who will suffer from these diseases lifelong. Now let us come to the first term, that is heredity. What is heredity? It is the transmission of genetically based characteristics from parents to offspring. You can also say it is the genetic constitution of an individual. Now heredity means that like begets like. What is the meaning of like begets like? It means that young ones look like their parents. Cats produce cats. They do not produce dogs. A mango seed will germinate into a mango tree, not into a banyan tree. Humans will give birth only to humans, not to monkeys. Although some of you do resemble monkeys, but even the curd bacteria, which grows in milk, undergoes hundreds of generations each day and continues to produce the same type of bacteria and not of any other type. So this is the meaning of like begets like. You will any living organism will produce young one of its own type, but still the young one is not identical to the parents. Some differences, however small, are always found in them. So any heritable feature means a feature which is going from parent to offspring, is called a character. And the alternative form of a character is called trait. Now if you look at the chromosomes, a particular organism has a particular set of chromosomes. Like here we have made the chromosome map of human beings. If you look at it carefully, there are 23 pairs of chromosomes in humans. So the first 23 pairs, if you see the slide carefully, they are of the same type. They are identical to one another. But the 22 pairs, the 23rd pair, in that one chromosome is big and the other one is small. So the first 22 pairs, they are called as autosomes, and the other one in which there is a difference, that is called as sex chromosome. The bigger chromosome is the X chromosome and the smaller chromosome is Y chromosome. And it is this chromosome which determines the sex of a child. If a child is inheriting both the bigger chromosomes, it will be XX and the child will be female. If the child is inheriting one big and one small, it will be a male. So normally in Indian society, we blame the mother for producing a female child. But the fact is that the Y chromosome, the smaller chromosome, is present only in males, not in females. So the mother is not at all responsible for producing a female child. And one should never be sorry for producing a female child. Females are no worse than male. Both are equally important and equally good. So remember this, that if an egg containing X is fused with X bearing sperm, it will produce a daughter, and if egg is fused with Y bearing sperm, it will produce a son. So even a father is not responsible, because which chromosome is going to fuse with which is automatic. It is not in our hands. Alright. Now chromosomes are the carriers of genes. Genes are being carried on chromosomes. So which part of chromosome is being inherited? This is the sex chromosome which has been shown in front of you. The bigger one is the X chromosome and the smaller one is the Y chromosome. Each part of chromosome is carrying specific genes, and the part of chromosome whichever chromosome you are inheriting, in that chromosome whatever gene is present, that will determine your physical appearance, body function, behavior, etc. Okay, so it is actually the genes located on chromosomes which are responsible for a phenotype or genotype of an individual. Now you must be wondering what is phenotype and genotype. I will come to you with that, but before I go to that, let me explain a few more things. Every individual has different sets of chromosomes. For example, if you look at a roundworm has 4 chromosomes. Rice has you eat rice. Rice has 24 chromosomes, or Rhiza sativa. Human beings, they have 46 chromosomes. A chimpanzee has 48 chromosomes, and dog has 78 chromosomes. So there are different sets of chromosomes present in different species of plants and animals. Now if you look at this picture over here, there are different types of cats present over here. There is a lion, a tiger, mountain lion, and a cat. They all have same number of chromosome. The number of chromosome which is found in the cats is 38, and they're all having same, but a domestic cat is very much different from a lion. A lion is very much different from tiger, and tiger is different from mountain lion. The reason being that it is not just the number of chromosomes which determine, but the genes which are present on that chromosome which will determine the body size, appearance, color, behavior, etc. So genes are the main controlling factors. What is a gene? Gene can be defined as a basic unit of heredity. It is a specific part of DNA segment or chromosome which controls the expression of character. For example, the gene of free earlobe in humans. Earlobe can be attached to the skin or it can be free. Next term is allele. The alternative form of the same gene is called as allele. For example, in tongue rolling, the picture is given in front of you. There are 2 types of people. Either a person can roll the tongue like shown, or one cannot. So this is the allele of this gene. One allele is of rolling the tongue. Other allele is of not rolling the tongue. Now out of the 2 alleles of a gene, one is dominant and the other is recessive. The dominant allele is the one, it is a super ruling allele of a gene which shows itself. That is dominant. For example, in this case, rolling of tongue is dominant, whereas not being able to roll is recessive. Similarly, the allele for tallness in pea plant, it is dominant because pea plants show tall character. So it is the dominant allele. Whereas recessive allele is the suppressed allele of a gene which is not showing his character. So that will be the allele for dwarfness of pea plant will be recessive allele. Okay. Next, the terms which I said used just now, genotype and phenotype. The set of genes present in cells of an organism, they are called as genotype. What all genes are present? For example, capital T is the genes for homozygous dominant tall. Capital T, small t for heterozygous tall, and small t is genotype of homozygous recessive dwarf. What is phenotype? The observable characteristic which is genetically controlled. For example, a tall pea plant can have the plant is either tall or it is dwarf. Okay, but tall pea plant can have capital T or capital T small t, both. Because just now I told you capital T means homozygous dominant and capital T small t is heterozygous dominant. Dwarf pea plant will have genotype small t only. Now there are two more terms with which you should be familiar. First is homozygous and the second is heterozygous. I have used these two words in explaining the genotype and the phenotype. What is the meaning of homozygous? The condition in which pair of chromosome carries similar alleles of a particular character, that is called as homozygous. For example, a color-blind daughter will have both X chromosomes, will have both X chromosome with defective alleles. Heterozygous, the condition in which a pair of chromosome carries dissimilar alleles of a particular character. Hetero means different, homo means similar. Okay, so this much you revise from the book. I'll be sending you a worksheet on the WhatsApp group.